Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm so excited. I hope everyone's doing well. I sure am. We're finishing chapter 2. Probably, hopefully. If you don't, well, oops. I I went to check out one of my VODs, the latest VOD, because I wanted to see how the audio was. And I was like, wait a moment, I published this VOD. I must have like been like, because what I do is after my streams, I usually like right after or a couple days after, I'll like export the VOD to YouTube and have it like private for a couple days. And then I'll schedule it and whatever other VODs are there, I'll schedule them to upload, and I'll like go through the description and check off all the things that I need to check off. And I think I must have just done that without changing anything else about the video details, and I just uploaded it and I checked and I was like, oh no, but it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. I'm so excited. I've got like butterflies in my stomach. um okay, let's start because I'm just gonna talk in circles. So Mion is torturing us. Mion is torturing us. Shion is locked up and listening to us getting tortured. It's great, it's wonderful, everything's going well. Okay. Alright. Yeah, so I think we're literally like just about to get like nails hammered into our fingers, so that's cool. After you're satisfied with causing me pain, forgive Shion. She's been punished enough to make up for her crime of sneaking into the storehouse, hasn't she? Oh yeah, am I trying to reason with her? Be like, Mion, this isn't you! And she's like, it's the demon. It's not Mion, I'm the demon. I don't know, man. I don't know. After all this, you can still worry about Shion more than yourself? The other thing is that when you've had your fill, you disappear. Give that body back to Mion. That's all. Whenever, like, characters, like, talk about, like, body, I just think about when I played, Isomnium Files. And this is a thing that's, like, it's only funny to me. But, like, there's a whole thing where there's a character talking about, like, a body, and the way that he says it is, like, body. and it's said, like, a lot, and that just goes through my mind. And it's like, no one understands me. Anyways. You know, are you not even considering possibly begging for your life or anything? Can I ask you to promise 3 things instead of 2? 3 for 3-on. 3-on is my wonderful theory that I'm not genuinely believing, but if it does turn out to be true, that would be kind of funny. 3-on is that there's Mion, Shion, and 3-on. Everything will be explained with mystery person 3-on. Anyways, can I ask you to promise 3 things instead of 2? The 3rd is to leave me alive. You said 2 in the beginning, didn't you? So you can't have any more. That's a shame. In such an abnormal situation, Mion and I laughed quietly together, as if sharing in a stupid joke. Anyways, I'm gonna hammer these nails into your fingers. Nice talk. I probably won't keep these promises, understand? I'm a demon after all. I guess there's nothing I can do then. I recalled tightening my hands into fists when enduring the pain at the dentist's office. Right now, though, they were opened all the way to my fingertips, so I couldn't even grip them. so instead I tightened my toes. Okay, do it. I prepared myself already. This is so sad. So do it. You waiting like this to hammer the nails in is scarier. It's going to diminish my readiness after all. Mion put down the hammer and gently stroked my cheek. Are we about to kiss? Kei-chan, I'll agree to just the third thing, okay? Wait, okay, wait. Wait, so what are the other two? Mion, I loaded a save, I don't know what she said! Huh? My third wish. To save me. She'll agree to it? Your first wish? To save Shion. Oh, thank you for the recap. That's long done for. The demon will kill her. It's already been decided, so I can't stop it. So give up on that. Her delicate fingers slid from my cheek to my chin. As for your second wish, to give this body back to Mion, that won't happen either. After today, Mion will never come back. From today on, even if my body is here, it will be just a body. Because the Oni has taken it over. That isn't true. Mion is Mion. Don't say such sad things, like that she won't ever come back. Can you hear it? That sound. Of the Higurashi? Perhaps they're crying? I'm sorry, this is serious. Mion gently closed her eyes and listened. I definitely heard it as well. Oh no, is this the sound of someone jumping on wooden planks? It was a dull noise that repeated at fixed intervals. A low noise accompanied by vibrations. So in the last room I had some kind of ramblings about how this could be like attached to the ritual storehouse. I don't know how far away it is. I don't know, whatever, doesn't matter. And maybe the noises that Shion and Tomitake were hearing, I think it was those two, of someone like jumping on wooden floorboards or whatever, was someone in the dungeon, the torture dungeon. A lot of people were ramming the iron doors to this underground ritual storehouse. Okay, this could be something different then. You're late, so Rena probably called Oishi. That spaced out girl being so quick thinking was the one thing I didn't anticipate. I'll agree with you there. Mion grinned like she'd been outwitted, then took something that looked like an electric razor out of her pocket. When she pressed the switch, pale blue sparks flew out with a snapping noise. A taser? You've probably never seen one before, right? It's a real stun gun. It's illegal, and its output has been increased quite a bit. Was that what you hit me with before? That's not a toy children should be playing with, you know? Coo. You're right. She seemed to want to use the stun gun on me. Unable to move, I felt her press the cool lump of metal to my neck. Slam! I heard a roar, as though they'd broken down the first, large door. The halls were a bit complex, but aside from the door to this very torture chamber, there was nothing in their way. I won't kill you, but I will have you go to sleep for a bit, Kei-chan. Oishi will be here soon. This will only hurt a bit. So she's not actually putting nails into my fingers. If you're gonna torture me, then torture me. Come on, prove you're not all bark no bite. Like, this just makes me like not believe that she's actually done these murders, because she's not actually followed through. That's what it means to me. I'm kind of just not trusting like anything that is like implied, I guess. I've been trained. Feeling the same shock as before, gritting my teeth wasn't going to help much, but I clenched them tightly anyway. However, just as she did when she was about to hammer the nails in, she hesitated a little. I cracked open my tightly closed eyelids. I'm sorry for disgracing Mion. I made a promise before coming in here. Whatever happens, the Mion inside my heart won't change. Look, forget about that. If you ever see me after today, don't come near me. By then, it will be the demon that inherited my corpse. This is like... Are they doing Mion Shion fuckery? You know? Like, if you see me again, don't come talk to me, because it won't be me. What else would it be? Shion. I don't know. What are you talking about? Or it's 3 on. It's 3 on. Just as I tried to say that, a much stronger light than before shined, and like a television being switched off, my consciousness went black. Okay. Damn. But also, it could also not be Mion Shion fuckery, but I feel like to some extent it is. I mean, like the whole kind of theme of, from what I'm gathering, like up to this point, maybe things will be recontextualized like later on, but like the theme is kind of identity and Mion wanting to be perceived in, I guess, contradictory ways, and pretending to be Shion and all that stuff. I don't know. Anyways, June 1983. A string of disappearances occurred in Hinamizawa village, Shishibone City, Mie Prefecture. The suspect is Mion Sonozaki, something 10 years old. She is suspected to have kidnapped 5 Hinamizawa residents between June 19 and June 21. Oryo Sonozaki, Shion Sonozaki, Kichiro Kimiyoshi, Rika Furude, and Satoko Hojo imprisoned them and killed them. Even her grandma? Preliminary investigators... Truck. Preliminary investigations on the incident were delayed at the time due to insufficient evidence, but it was resolved coincidentally and shockingly. On the morning of the 23rd, a vehicle patrolling the Sonozaki property heard screams from inside and rushed in as an emergency measure. I don't know what date this took place on. What we just saw. I could probably work it out if I can figure out what the date of the watanagashi is. But is this? Assuming this is the 23rd. Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, well, June 19 would probably be the festival. So we had... Wait, no. Wait, so she's not even... They're not even saying that she's related to Takano and Tomitake? Sorry, I'm trying to work things out when I don't have all the information. And if I like click once more, they'll give me more information. So this is after the watanagashi. So I guess the watanagashi is on the 18th. And then 19th is when Kimiyoshi goes missing and supposedly— oh my god, my stomach is rumbling. I hope my mic isn't picking that up. That's embarrassing. So on the 19th, these guys... Okay, but they're not talking about... Okay, let's just continue. I'm getting confused. The thing that's confusing me is a vehicle patrolling the Sonozaki property heard screams from inside and rushed in as an emergency measure. Is that just like Oishi and the other cops like covering up that they were like staking the place out and, you know, getting ready to go in? They secured the suspect's missing younger sister, Shion Sonozaki, and her 2 missing classmates, Keiichi Maebara and Rena Ryugu. The suspect fled the scene. Deep in the detached basement on the Sonozaki property, which is believed to have been used to kill those who disappeared, we discovered hair, flakes of skin, blood, etc. of the 4 missing persons: Oryo Sonozaki, Kichiro Kimiyoshi, Rika Furude, and Satoko Hojo. Holy moly. We concluded that the missing persons were tortured in the torture chamber. However, their remains have still not been found. At one of her imprisoned classmates' advice, we continued searching the detached basement of the Sonozaki property, which was where they were imprisoned, believing that they were there. Okay, we searched the place believing they were there. However, we still have not located them or the suspect's escape route. In addition, investigations are continuing as to her participation in the serial freak death incidents of recent years, thinking it would give some clue. Amagacha, hey, what's up? Good to see ya! But no evidence that Mion Sonozaki was involved, either directly or indirectly, has been found. There are still many unclear points as to the motive behind the incident, and as those of the Sonozaki family and the residents of Hinamizawa have been extremely uncooperative in assisting us, we expect to require a long time to clarify them. The opinion of a local officer knowledgeable about the region is that this may have been a lynching, an internal form of punishing sacrilegious acts carried out against the beliefs of Hinamizawa village. It is clear that these incidents are particularly rooted in this region, and the prefectural police department has ordered a cautious investigation. We anticipated gaining valuable clues from the missing person believed to have been imprisoned for the longest time, Shion Sonozaki, the suspect's younger sister. But her mind was stricken by the grave after effects of the incident, and she has not been in a state of mind to properly answer any questions about what she knows. How do they even know that it's Shion? Could be Mion. Or could be Threon. The psychiatrist concluded that she is in a temporary state of shock, but it doesn't seem hopeful that she will recover today either. Only a few days passed since that time. After that, I was rescued by Oishi-san and his subordinates, whom Rena had called in. Aside from my entirely blank state of mind, I had no external injuries. The most I had was a small burn mark from where the stun gun hit me. As I was having a checkup in the hospital, Oishi-san asked me all sorts of things, but I don't really remember what he asked, or how I answered him. From what I heard, surprisingly, Mion still hadn't been captured. There were apparently a great many hallways and smaller rooms extending out from the depths of the prison. It wouldn't be strange if she had fled to one of those and hidden herself. The one fortunate aspect amidst all the misfortune was that Shion had been safely secured by the police. When I last saw Mion, she seemed like she was going to take me with her and then kill me. She probably didn't have enough time to, though, since Oishi-san came running in faster than she predicted. That was the only really fortunate thing to have happened. Of course, the rescued Shion, despite having no external wounds, now had a big, deep wound in her heart. She was in a severe state of confusion when they rescued her, and apparently she bit the police officers trying to resist. From what he heard, she was seeing Mion in everyone she saw, hated not only the hospital, but even her own home, and has shut herself up somewhere in Shishibone, hiding her location. Damn. I mean, Shion's a bitch, but she doesn't deserve that. Additionally, in fear that Mion would come for her, she was moving from place to place every day, and even her parents weren't sure where she actually was. Wherever she was living, even now, Shion was spending her days in fear of Mion's shadow. The police were investigating the Sonozaki's underground storehouse at this moment, since they couldn't find the remains of the other sacrifices. Hadn't Mion thrown the corpses into a well? I had a feeling I'd said that to him. That meant a hidden tunnel, vertical like a well, was somewhere in those underground passages. The secret underground, without any maps or architectural drawings, which had swallowed up the remains of Rika-chan, Satoko, and everyone else, was still unwilling to speak the truth. I was brought back to that basement again too, for an on-the-site inspection or something, but I didn't remember being of any help. I never wanted to go back there again. For days afterward, the Sonozakis living in Okinomiya, in other words, Mion and Shion's parents, the big-name Yakuza, would come to our house to apologize, bringing many of their followers with them. However much my parents refused it, they piled up many 100,000 yen bills, calling it consolation money, every day. The amount of money grew each day, and after it had passed 2 million yen, they were then given an envelope containing a letter. I don't know what was written in the letter. My parents talked about it by themselves for 2 whole nights, and decided to move away. This is so strange, being alive at the end of- I mean, I think this is the end of the chapter. But, like, this is really strange. Wrapping things up with Rena. Last time we just clawed our throat out. That was that.
I see. You're moving, huh? When?
At the end of next month. I won't even have been in Hinamizawa for half a year.
I'll be lonely. I'm the only one left.
Oh. Rena. Rena smiled sadly. If I just said yeah, I thought it would make her even more lonely, so I changed the subject. Here's something to think about. That's how I broached it. Mion hadn't actually fled, but had been demoned away in the truest sense of the term. Where she went after she disappeared, that we didn't know. What was there? Where had she disappeared to? I hoped there was a hobby shop dealing in imports, the kind Mion liked. In that place, she would definitely be free from the burdensome fetters of her family, and live not as Mion Sonozaki, but as just Mion, and enjoy herself. Maybe she's already met up with Satoko and Rika-chan. They must have also have been waiting for the day Rena and I would join them, spending all their time doing club activities, as lively as they always were. When I told Rena that, she smiled and nodded to me. The incidents the Sonozaki family had been trying so hard to hide, too, were exposed to the magazines from this single tiny seam. The serial incidents of recent years were all pulled up like a long vine in the ground, one by one, and for many days news of it was brought up on talk and variety shows. The shows, which were comedic and silly, never once tried to touch upon the grim, heavy history that Mion had been bearing. It made me mad to see them bringing this stuff up in jest, but there was nothing I could do about it now. How big an impression would these short few weeks I spent in Hinamizawa have on my life? During these few weeks, I met my best friends and had the best experiences of my life. I would probably never forget it for as long as I lived. What the fuck is the- why- why is the story being told multiple times though? Especially if Keiichi's now gonna live. But who knows how long. Like, are these just alternate timelines? Alternate possibilities? What the heck? As for the distorted image of Mion that the media created, after the masses got tired of treating her like a plaything, they would ball her up, throw her in the trash, and then she would fade from their memories. As one of the few people who knew the real Mion, I must always make sure I remember her. Beyond any doubt, that will surely become my offering to her. The sky reached so far up, and towering- Don't make me say that word, what the heck?
Cumulonimbus.
I'm sorry, that was really loud. I'm sorry, that was louder than I expected. Cumulonimbus. Cumulonimbus jump scare. And towering cumulonimbus clouds floated through it. The real summer was just before our eyes. Maybe the real summer was the friends we, lost along the way. Damn. Even now, whenever 10 PM came around, I would expect a phone call from Mion rather. Now that everything was over, of course, she would never call me. But it was precisely because she wouldn't call me that I was scared of who would call me this time. Plus, Mion still hadn't been caught. I couldn't say for sure that everything was completely over. On the other side of that fear, though, were my prayers that Mion was safe. When I thought like that, I was able to sleep, even with such terrifying thoughts. The lights were off. Before, her attacking when the lights were off was something that scared me. However, that feeling changed to regret within 2 days. The moonlight filtering through the gap in the curtains shone onto the desk, and illuminated a doll. Oh. That's right. The doll that I should have given to me on that day. She said it was an import from England or something, and was all the rage, didn't she? From what Shion said, the most popular among them were the ones wearing the fluffy dress. After being released from the incident, the first place I went to was that toy store. Everything was apparently sold out besides the things on the storefront displays. I was refused once when they said they wouldn't sell the display products, but when they realized I was Survivor A from that incident, they immediately consented. Of course, even if I bought it, I might never have the chance to give it to her again. Even knowing that, I waited for the opportunity to give it to her. I waited like this, for the opportunity, with it on the desk, so I could give it to her at any time. Lonk. There was a weird noise. It was a noise I wasn't used to hearing. It was too big to be raindrops, and it was completely different from the sound lost bugs make when they ram into fluorescent lights. I figured I must have misheard, and nestled back into my futon. Lonk. The noise happened again. I wasn't hearing things. I definitely heard it. Where was it coming from? I got up and turned on the light. If there was a second, there would be a third. From where, though? I listened carefully. Lonk. The window. Some sort of pebbles were colliding with my window. Did Rena? Please don't be Mion. If it's Mion, I will shit myself. When I realized they weren't being blown there by the wind, but rather being thrown by a person, I gave a start. I looked at the clock. It was 2 a.m. Who would it be at a time like this? I quietly peek out front, through the gap in the curtains. In the light at the gate, despite it being so late, I saw someone. They picked up a piece of gravel and threw it at this window. It hit the window and made a plonking noise. Who was it? Ah. I caught my breath in surprise. Please no, please no. No. No! If my eyes weren't deceiving me, that person was Mion. Nuh-uh. I threw open the window and looked at the figure again. I've never been so not happy to see that smile. Oh god. My eyes certainly weren't deceiving me. It was Mion. It was Mion. She was alive. Mion pressed her index finger to her lips and made a shh motion so I wouldn't shout. If she hadn't, well, I was nearly about to cry out. Mion was in a very delicate position right now. Even if it was the middle of the night, I shouldn't call out her name. I waved to her, gesturing that I'd be right over, flung on my coat atop my pajamas, and flew out the door. I quickly hit the brakes just before going down the stairs. Although happiness was sprouting within me, I had the sad feeling that this would be our final parting. Bring the doll with you. And also maybe a trusted adult that can protect you. So I went back to my room. Okay, there we go. I went back to my room again and grabbed the doll. If there was a god, I didn't think I would have ever thanked him as much as today. Why does she have a gun? See, that's a really good question and one that I am continuously asking. I don't know. It's never been addressed. I don't know if it's just like a character design choice, but she's definitely got a gun there, but it's like never ever acknowledged. And I don't think it's in the other sprite art styles. Wait, what's the button to change? P. Let me see her again. I'll press P, and I don't think the gun is in the other art styles. Even if it would be the last time we ever saw each other, I was so grateful for this one chance to give it to her. I slipped into my sandals, unlocked the door, unhooked the chain, and leaped out of the house. Mion. There she is. Okay, P. No gun. No gun. So in the the like redone sprites. She doesn't. I don't know why she has that. It's really weird. It'd be really funny if like later on it's just like Mion pulls out the gun and shoots you, and it's like, oh, I was wondering what that was for. It's been a while. How are you? Been doing alright? It was like how we used to meet every morning. Mion waved to me and responded like she always did. It was doubtlessly Mion. It was the real Mion. Are you alright? Hanging around this place? I really shouldn't be. She certainly wasn't acting like she knew the police were following her. It was almost like she was a patient who had gotten tired of staying in the hospital and had snuck out. Her speech was relaxed enough to make me think that, and I couldn't help but be surprised. That relaxation, I thought, was more like Mion, and I was happy for it. Anyway, what's wrong? What do you need at this hour? Person who was about to hammer nails into my fingers and kill her sister, and used a stun gun on me and ran away from the cops and pushed 9-year-olds down a well and what the fuck? I wanted to talk to you one last time. That was when I noticed them. On Mion's forehead were big droplets of sweat. Her expression too, which I had thought to be a satisfied smile, was, upon closer inspection, trembling slightly, and I realized that she was forcing it. Well, I can't stay for any longer. A pained note was beginning to enter her words as well, as if just smiling was a feat for her. Are you alright? Are you not feeling well? I tried so hard until now, but I can tell. I'm done. This is my limit. They're about to come up behind me to take me away. Mion's smile crumbled and started to stiffen. Did she push herself this much to come all this way for me? Her laughter cut off and changed into rough breathing. I reached out to rub her back, but she knocked me away. You okay? Don't force yourself. Oh, that's right. I had something to give you, Mion. This doll. I wanted to do this one last thing, because I knew how little time you had left. This last thing, it... Ooh. Are you shitting me? My stomach is burning. Mion took a meat cleaver-like knife and stabbed me. He pushed it in tight and took it and twisted it. Mion? Hey. What? It hurts. I made it. I made it. I cowered on the ground. My stomach was so hot, it was almost spewing fire. Mion watched it, then took a few steps back and cackled. I've done it! I've done it all! That's everyone I wanted to kill! What? The last words Mion left me with that day came back to me. After today, Mion will never come back. From today on, even if my body is here, a body is all it will be. His pronouns are she, her. Exactly, so true. By then, the demon will have taken it over. The demon. The demon. The demon. Hello, hello, Echo Nines. Me on. No, Keiichi, this isn't Mion, it's Threon. This can't. I thought we had finally been able to meet. This can't. Mion. Does this mean that she's killed Shion? And then she's You're not doing well. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope things start getting a bit better for you. In a pool of blood of my own design is a doll I bought for Mion, dyed in red. So red. Hey, I mean, at least you haven't been stabbed by your friend who was going to hammer nails into your fingers and was going to kill her twin sister and then stunned you with a stun gun and ran away and pushed her friends down a well and killed her grandma or something and then you got stabbed by her in the middle of the night and you know, look on the bright side of things. Mion. The good fortune of having been allowed to meet Mion once more. Our friends. And the misfortune of that meeting being torn apart before my eyes. Should I be grateful? Or curse it? My emotions were neither of those, as my consciousness sunk deep into a black swamp. The doll I bought for Mion, the blood, had ruined it. No matter how I scrubbed and scrubbed, it had needlessly ruined. Oh man. Yeah. The sad moon, so white, it looked frozen. I got chills. I got chills. Oh. Sorry to hear that, Echo Nines. I hope you're doing alright. June 28, 1983. A violent incident occurred in Hinamizawa village. It's been like 2 years? Yeah. No, I get that. I'm also someone who... my instinct is to run away from things. I don't know if that's your situation, but I can sympathize. Yeah. A violent incident occurred in Hinamizawa village, Shishibone City, prefecture. Aww. Yeah. I mean, I guess the best thing to do is to look back fondly on the good times and keep moving forward. Yay! Learn from the past. The victim was Keiichi Maebara, also a victim of the previous string of disappearances. At around 2 AM, he was stabbed in the stomach with a bladed object by the suspect of the last case, Mion Sonozaki, and was gravely wounded. He was discovered when his parents woke up, and was then transported to the clinic. He escaped death. The criminal fled the scene. On the same day, at approximately the same time, a fall incident occurred in the Kamiishiki apartment complex in Shishibone City, prefecture. Zoom, so true. The victim was Shion Sonozaki, also a victim of the previous string of disappearances. Late on the same night, the neighbors overheard her having a big fight with someone and informed the manager. The manager used a master key to enter the room and discovered that the victim had fallen from her 8th floor balcony to her death. The room had been torn apart and appeared to show traces of a fight. One neighbor has frequently visited the Sonozaki house for a long time and testified that he heard what sounded just like the two sisters having a fight, trading insults back and forth. Is his pronouns are they them one like the moon god now? I mean, I don't know, maybe. New theory, Mion the moon god. We're going crazy with the theories. So there's Mion, Shion, and there's my stupid like crack theory is that there's Threon. There's a third one. How about, you know, maybe Threon is the moon god. There's not actually 3, I hope. God, I hope there isn't. The third one is the moon. The moon, the sun, and the stars. How poetic. Oh, man. We believe this was related to the injury case that occurred the same day in Hinamizawa village, perpetrated by said incident suspect, and did a thorough search of the room, but we could not find any traces that would imply that anyone but the victim was present. The victim fell straight down into the foliage of a parking strip. Her neck broke and she died immediately. Her clothing was disheveled and had markings that would imply a scuffle. We also believe, however, that it could have been an insanity-induced suicide attempt based on the particular mental state of the victim after the incident. We're conducting a thorough examination on both fronts, suicide and homicide. Higurashi wouldn't cry. Holy shit. Love joining discords and never posting. Me AF. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick 5-minute break. For the sake of my voice, even though I'm feeling fine, I wanna take a 5-minute break, fill up my water, stretch, and I'll be back. I'm so freaking glooped. I love this game. I'm so invested. Okay, I will return shortly. Take a break. Yeah, I will return. See you shortly.
It's a me, Awazigu. I return.
Oh boy. Only for 5 minutes, understand? Please, try not to excite him. That's me! I'm Wazigu. Ooh, Wazi? Whoa. That's too far, I don't know about that. Oh my god, it's Oishi! Get out of here! Man! I was hoping it'd be like Rena, like Come to visit me? Whoa. I'm where's you go? Yes, I'll be careful. Clack clack. The door opened, and as I expected, Oishi-san came in. Boo! Get off the stage! Hello, my Bada-san. It's been a while, hasn't it? That's okay. You're just along for the ride. I don't like this guy. He's a cop and he's really shady. And it seems like I can't wait for the next chapter, Silent Hill app. It's so true. Yeah, this guy is like he will do anything to get results. Like to solve the case. Even like sacrifice me and whatever. Anyways. It's been a while, hasn't it? Tell me, how have you been since then? Well, I was, my friend was threatening to torture me, and, she stabbed me in the stomach. The doctor says my post-operative recovery seems to be going smoothly, but I think I got worse when I saw your face. So true. You wound me. As Oishi-san gave a laugh that smelled of sweat, he handed Mom a bag of assorted candies he must have purchased from the souvenir corner on the first floor of the hospital. Excuse me, Miss Maibara. Would it be possible for me to talk to Keiichi-kun for just a few moments? No. I want an adult. That is not Hoishi. Mum clearly wasn't pleased at the thought of a police officer talking to her son without her there. However, I insisted. No. Mum. Sorry, just a little while. Just 5 minutes, okay? Begrudgingly, Mum left the room. When she closed the door, Oishi-san grinned widely and looked around the room. Here. Ooh. A room to yourself, how high class. My old lady always gets a shared room, you know. It is quite lively, however. Seems like you're a high rank if you have a worse disease in places like that. The sicker you are, the prouder you are, or maybe the more arrogant. Oishi-san, we only have 5 minutes. I would like it if these were the last 5 minutes we ever saw each other. So true. Unfortunately, it won't be the last time I see him, probably. I'm almost certain he's gonna show up in other chapters. But hopefully for this Keiichi, it's the last time. I don't have any connection to Hinamizawa anymore. Do I look like my model IRL? What do you mean model? This is my real face cam. I don't have any connection to Hinamizawa anymore, and this isn't in Hinamizawa anymore either. Yes, because there aren't any general hospitals in Okonomiya. Mind if I take a seat? Down we go. This was a large university hospital in Shishibone City. Yeah, they're real. Yeah. And when I'm like going AFK and like I'm like ducking down, I'm actually my soul just leaves my body as I like go refill my water. If I wear headphones, well of course well I've got my normal ears, as you can see. My human ears. Who can say? Perhaps I wear 2 sets of headphones. Double hearing. It was splendidly urban, entirely different from the likes of Hinamizawa and Okinomiya. Why, thank you. It was hard to believe Hinamizawa was part of the same city. When does it look like you'll get transferred? Dunno. I'm ready to go whenever though. Our moving plans were delayed a little because of my serious injury. My parents had already left the house in Hinamizawa though, and were living in our new one. They planned to have me transfer hospitals to be closer to the new house once I'd recovered enough to be taken there. MC like dead or something? He got stabbed by Mion. So right now he's not dead, no. Which is surprising because the last time round, in the previous like chapter, at the end of it he died. And so this is kind of catching me off guard. Please don't come to here. Please don't come to where I'm transferring. Right now? I mean, I can say. With this game, it's always, yes, this person is alive for now. Please don't come to please don't come to where I'm transferring. I really will get worse then. Man, you really do hate me. Yeah, I wonder why. Not like you've given me any reason to hate you. You... Oishi. May just be my job, but that stings. That's why I brought you all kinds of lovely souvenirs in atonement. Like... freaking... candies from the freaking gift shop? You freaking guy? Didn't need to bring an assortment of cookies for that. Well, you see. There aren't actually cookies in there. Look. Oishi-san pulls open the can of cookies and... Mwah! Ow, 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 I'm stretching my scar. I didn't know what you were into, my body-san, so I brought all sorts of things. See, all sorts of cute-looking ones, from westerns to comic strips. Lately, they have a sort of H manga aimed at girls, too. I'm so sorry, what? What did you buy, Keiichi? Dude. Don't bring porn in here. Take them away and go home. Ow, 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 ow. Yuri. I thought sure a healthy young person would be feeling... Don't be so weird! What the fuck? I like this guy even less. This is so creepy. If you're gonna do that, if you're gonna bring him that stuff, then just be like, here. And leave it at that. What if Yuri and Yaoi combine forces? Yoi. Yoi. So I made a, like a card to give to Dream Machine. And I drew, so, Yari. I drew, Tomitake from this game. He's a guy who is a photographer and he was, killed. He ripped out his throat. But Dream Machine likes him. And then I also drew, oh my god, what's his name? There was a guy from Persona 5 Tactica. Yes, like he himself, yes, he with his own hands. Persona 5 Tactica, what's his name? This is so important. Toshiro. I drew him. I drew Toshiro from Persona 5 Tactica and Tomitake from Higurashi When They Cry. Doing like love heart hands. And it was like, I wrote like, sometimes Yuri is to like 20 to 30-year-old men from entirely different games. What if it was Higurashi When They Smile? The new spin-off game, Higurashi When They Smile. Can we stop, Oishi? He just keeps going. I gave Oishi-san's vulgar laughter a pained grin. Same game, but it has Miku. Miku crossover. Higurashi rhythm game featuring Hatsune Miku. I'm thinking Miku, Miku, ooh, ooh. Somehow or other, I understood. The fact that Oishi-san was bringing it up like this meant that he must have had something important to talk about. The incident with Shion-san really was unfortunate. What if... what if the third Mion-Shion, Threon, is actually Miku? And she has twin tails, because Shion wears her hair down and Mion wears her hair in a ponytail, and so Threon has Miku hair. The third Sonozaki sister, Hatsune Miku. Oh no. Scalping. The night I was stabbed by Mion. Shion fell from her balcony and died. They said the police were investigating all possibilities, accident, suicide, and homicide, but it could only have been Mion's doing. Mion found out where Shion was hiding and pushed her down to her death. Little blushy, small price to pay. Nothing else was conceivable. It couldn't have been an accident. It was Mion. It had to be. The criminology guys are saying it had to be a suicide, but I'm of the same opinion as you, my partisan. She pushed Shion-san and also stabbed you in one night. See, this can be explained if there's a third Sonozaki sister. Teto is classified as construction equipment? You mean 2 drills? You know, maybe. Depends on your view. Depends on your stance on life. Like, glass half full, glass half empty. Teto 2 drills. Teto hair. What am I saying? Has Mion still not been found? Oh, that's right. That's what I came here to tell you today. Yes, we actually did find her. Okay, you found Mion. It's empty. I think it depends on the original. Sorry to be controversial. I think it depends on the original state of the glass. If you filled it up halfway, that's half full. If you drank like half a glass, that's half empty. I'm just saying. That's probably like the most annoying thing to say. Okay, they found Mion. What? Ow, ow, ow. Learning that felt rather strange to me. Welcome back, Aristotle. I was partly relieved that the incident was truly over, and I was partly sorry that my best friend had finally been caught. I felt many other things too. My heart was a maze of emotions. That's not all. In the Sonozaki House catacombs, we found a hidden well. Oh, don't tell me they found Vika and Satoko's remains down there. And the grandma. What's your YouTube explanation of this? You mean the game? Or you could just catch up on like God knows how many hours of VODs. Yeah, I mean you could I'm sure I'm sure that there's probably like discussions of what is happening. I mean, I could try and summarize. Maybe we'll see how we're going for time at the end of the stream, because I don't know how much longer we've got, but I might try and like go over what happened, because I did actually, so I played the first and second chapter probably about a year ago. I played them on my own, and then I was like, actually I want to stream this game. And so I've actually done this before. And I took notes, extensive notes through the whole thing. So I might actually look back on those like towards the end of the stream if we have the time. Yeah. I'm still thinking about how I'm gonna... God, I'm getting so ahead of myself. I'm not gonna get through this. No, I will. Thinking about how I'm gonna go with law reading with YCQ. Yeah. When I'm getting to stuff that I haven't seen before, I'm probably gonna want to take notes, because the way that I am, I don't comprehend things. I mean, maybe I'll comprehend things more if I'm actually reading them out, but I think that what I'm gonna do is after each stream... Oh my... Whoa, I pressed a button! That was a jump scare! I accidentally pressed F1, I think. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, wait, look. Why does he look like that? I'm so used to the original sprites now, it's like, holy fuck. Okay, in the mod menu, graphics, that. Yeah, okay, that's better. Yeah, there's the console sprites from, I guess it's like the PS3 version, and there's the remake. I don't know if it's just like the Steam release, and then there's the original, which is what I'm using. There's also different backgrounds, but I'm using the original backgrounds. Um, God, that was terrifying. I've completely lost track of what I'm saying. Let's get through this. Oh fuck. Just as you said, my Abata-san, we found the remains of all those who disappeared at the bottom. Oh no. I see. That sliver of hope, that possibility I believed in, that Rika-chan and Totoko were alive, just from the fact that their remains hadn't been found, gone. It was incredibly well hidden in those catacombs. You could say that because they were hidden in a well. I mean, it was in the blind spot of another blind spot. It was a vertical tunnel dug out like a well. There was a ladder set up there, and when we went all the way down, there was another tunnel built there going through it. When we followed it a few hundred meters, we found ourselves at the mouth of an old unused well in the mountains. I wonder what mountains, because Miyotaka was found burned in an oil drum in the mountains. I wonder if that's how they could have got there. Like, could have moved her there. Oh my god, I've got an eyelash in my eye. Okay, I think I'm good. Unused well in the mountains. I wonder if it was a secret escape route a previous Onozaki family leader built. Probably was. Maybe it was made in the Meiji era. Still, I'm impressed they built something like that. Everyone's remains were at the bottom? Yes. Even deeper down on the escape path, there was a pool of coal tar. They'd been casually thrown into there. They had fallen from a fairly high spot, so the remains were totally buried in it. Took a lot of time and effort to pull their bodies up. Did you find them all? I hope that they at least wouldn't find Rika-chan or Satoko. That's what I wished for when I asked. Annoying truck. But my shelter hope was crushed in the blink of an eye. Yes. All of them. In fact, we also found human bones we think are over a decade old. We think there are at least 3 people. I suppose it's the dark side of Hinamizawa's history. I wonder how many people's bones we'll find when we've sucked out all the mud. It's a scary thought. So he's just come here to be like, hey, my Abata-san, here's a bunch of haunting things that'll haunt you for the rest of your life, and you'll never be able to do anything without thinking of your friends at the bottom of a well with a bunch of bones. That weight had been pushing down on Mion's shoulders the whole time. Mion. We've currently identified people who disappeared from Shishibone City decades ago. People are talking about how this opportunity might let us resolve the disappearing persons cases that have been abandoned. After a deep silence, he breathed a heavy sigh. Ushi-san went for his cigarettes to pass the time, but realized this was a non-smoking area, so he gave up and put them back in his shirt pocket. Oh, right. This is a bit of a detour, but you know Rika Furude-san, right? Of course. She's my friend. Did she ever tell you anything along the lines of her regularly taking insulin injections for diabetes? Huh? Rika-chan has diabetes? I didn't know what he was talking about. Actually, we found it in a skirt pocket. A syringe. It was destroyed though, so we couldn't identify the medicine. It was a bit out of place, so I got interested. Okay, either she has diabetes, or she used that to inject Tomitake with the illness that makes you claw out your own throat, which sounds insane when I say it out loud. You really don't know anything? Didn't know anything about Rika-chan carrying syringes around with her. Sonozaki family corporates, the Yakuza people. Anyway, there's rumors that they deal in psychostimulants. I was thinking that might have something to do with it too. You trying to tell me that Rika-chan is a drug addict? No, not at all. That isn't what I'm saying. It just seems strange however you look at it, that she would bring a syringe with her on her way to get soy sauce. I have no idea what any of this means. Maybe she just loves soy sauce so much she wants to inject it directly into her bloodstream. Don't be so quick to judge Oishi-san. My eyes are spinning. I feel sick. Are you alright? Should I call a nurse? I'm fine. Please continue. Well, that's all I had to say about the strange. It was the only thing that personally struck me as interesting. Rika-chan. Rika-san was sort of like the village mascot after all. It looks like the village isn't enough for her right now. Between the older blind believers and the Sonozaki family who killed her, the three families' effective control over the village is basically in shambles too. If someone came up to them with talk of a dam again with this sort of timing, the entire village would be abandoned for sure this time. I'm not related to Hinamisawa anymore. But what about Rena? You can't just say that. What about Rena? Don't forget Rena. I actually was. I just said it because the thought about Hinamisawa being abandoned was unpleasant, and I wanted to end the conversation quickly. There was a knock at the door. It opened slightly, and my mum asked if we were still talking. Whoops, we went off topic, didn't we? What a pickle! I looked at the clock. 5 minutes were long past. He told my mother that there was something he really wanted to ask, and if she could wait a little bit longer. Is that so? Keep it short, okay? There wasn't any getting around the fact that she was thinking about what a police officer could be talking to her son about. Maybe we should choose another day for this. No, I'm never seeing you again, Oishi! Leave me alone. Oishi-san, Mion, how is she right now? I wanted to just hear that answer and then get rid of him. Before I tell you that, I just need one thing from you. I just need you to answer something in all honesty. What is it? Don't do that face. Don't do that face. Who do you think you are? I want you to take your answer seriously, got it? If you say something indiscreet, it could be viewed as an obstruction of the investigation and you could be prosecuted. Oishi-san kept threatening me until the end. What the hell did he want? Mayabata-san, who do you think the criminal was who pushed Shion from the balcony? There's no way it could be anyone but Mion, is there? Then who was the one who stabbed you? Please don't make me say it again. It was Mion. Mion Sonozaki. Oishi-san smiled bitterly, then dabbed at his forehead with a handkerchief to wipe his sweat. No, there's not actually 3 Mions. There's not 3. That would be ridiculous. What's the... Okay, no, I was thinking about, like, Japanese numbers. That's insane. Because I know that, like, me can be, like, 3, and she, I guess, is, like, 4. There's 4 Mions. No. This is getting out of hand. There's gonna be infinite Mions. Whenever I don't know something, I'm just gonna be like, oh, there's another Mion. He should have expected that answer, and yet it looked as though he wasn't satisfied with it. She pushed Shion and stabbed me. Didn't you just admit yourself that Mion was the criminal? The evidence we have that Mion killed Shion is based on testimony from the man living next door. Is the demon real? I mean, I'm inclined to not believe, like, the supernatural stuff, but I don't know. Off now to go zzz, have good zzz, sleep well, honk me. But yeah, there could be some kind of... I mean, I don't know. There could be supernatural stuff. I'm just kind of... Maybe I shouldn't be so reluctant to believe in that. This neighbor is actually a member of an organized crime group. In other words, he was Shion-san's bodyguard. Well, he didn't do a very good job of guarding her body. Seems he's a veteran leader in that vein, and was like a parent to the Sonozaki sisters growing up. Interesting. That man said this. Is the main character imagining a demon? I mean, yeah, there is the possibility that, like, Keiichi imagined, like, that Mion stabbed him. Is that kind of what you're getting at? Because that is also something. Because there was no one else around to see him get stabbed. And he's obviously in a state of, like, paranoia, I guess. There's so much to consider. My brain. That man said this. The noise he heard from next door was just like the sound of a fight between the sisters that he was used to hearing when they still lived together. And no, there was no doubt about it. He said he heard Mion and Shion insulting each other and heard them struggling. I mean, their voices, like, very similar, maybe. At first, though, he thought it was a hallucination she was having, brought on by her dementia. You see, he thought that because that sort of ruckus had been occurring every night. Every night? Dude, poor Shion. Yeah, there's two Mions. Yeah. Because there's Shion and there's Mion. Yeah. And we're also just getting the account of a guy that's like, yeah, it sounded like Mion was there. But that doesn't mean that she was there. However, that night had been longer than the rest, and he claimed that he went to her room to give her a sedative. The noise died down while he got the manager to give him the key. He'd already decided that he'd at least check up on her, and after she wasn't answering his calls, they took the plunge and unlocked the door. They saw that the room was a mess. Since Shion had been pushed over the balcony, they decided it had to have been Mion, and that's how it happened. I mean, to me that sounds like it could be Shion is really... she was, like, hallucinating. But... I mean, like, maybe neither of us even, like, saw Mion. There's so many possibilities, so many unknowns. It's so good. Two thoughts I'm having. One is the demon is real and tormenting your character. The second is the main character is psychotic and is in a state of psychosis. Yeah, I mean, in the first chapter, he was really, really paranoid. And I think that in that he was hallucinating. That's my theory. I think that there was a scene where Rena and Mion, this is in the first chapter, were like, we're gonna do what we did to Tomitake, and I think that they were like going to draw on his shirt with a pen, but I think, well, he thought they were going to inject him with a syringe that will make him tear out his own throat. I don't think that's what they were going to do, but he went and he killed them. He attacked them. And I don't think they... After that, they didn't find the syringe. I think he's, like, he taped it to the note that he wrote. But there was also a missing section of that note. Oh, man. Oh. Okay, let's continue. In other words, he only heard from the other side of the wall. Plus, because the apartment complex is connected to their organization, it doesn't have many residents. So they were the only ones who heard it happening. To reiterate, there was only one person who witnessed Mion Sonozaki. Even if he didn't see her, isn't it obviously Mion's doing? Now settle down. This is what I'm saying. It means you are the only one who saw Mion Sonozaki for sure last night. After all, Shion-san, the other witness, is no longer alive. Yeah, I mean, there could be a supernatural element where, like, Keiichi is, like, being haunted by the demon. Like you said, like, tormenting him. Both my thoughts involve the MC perceiving reality incorrectly. I think Pennywise tormented the kids, making him see things that aren't there. Yeah. Yeah, I think that I'm also, with the, like, way that the first chapter was wrapped up with the note that Keiichi wrote, and he hid it behind the clock, and there was a section, like, in the middle that was cut out and missing. We never saw him, like, we never got to see him write that note. We don't know what was in that, I think. I'm pretty sure. And so, to me, that's like, okay, is this like an interpretation of what Keiichi could have been through, like explaining him, you know, doing all of these really paranoid things, like trying to find reason in it. I don't know. There's so many possibilities. It's so good. But yeah, those are some really good thoughts. After all, Shion-san, the other witness, is no longer alive. What are you trying to say? I don't really understand. At that point, Oishi-san paused. The fact that this was a no-smoking area completely slipped his mind, and he took out his pack of cigarettes again. Damn you, Oishi. Go check. He lit one with his lighter. Okay, him smoking and having a lighter makes me suspicious because Mio Takano was burned in an oil drum, but I don't think it would be that difficult to get your hands on a lighter or something like that. Just because he smokes and has a lighter doesn't mean that he's going to burn someone in an oil drum. But I don't know, I feel like the fact that he has a lighter, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna take a 5-minute break. I've gotta pee. I'm gonna refill my water, and we'll get back to it. Yay. Let me bloink and shloink. I will see you shortly. Japanese police officer in the 80s smoking is less suspicious than him not smoking. That's so true. Blink. I'm loving this. Oh man, because this is like when I get to really start theorizing, because like the extent of my knowledge kind of ends here and then everything's kind of fresh. So like I can just go wild. Check. He lit one with his lighter and exhaled a long stream of tobacco smoke. I was worried that the stream wouldn't go on long enough. Like it would be like an hour long, but I don't think I have to worry about that. I've been yapping so much. Will you really stare by me on Sonozaki? Oh yes, also just a thought that I had on my break. If we can see so Mion allegedly has a tattoo on her back, proving that she's like the one who's inherited the demon in the Sonozaki like family or whatever. If Shion's body, whether she has a tattoo on her back or not, that could maybe prove something. I mean, there's no way to say that Shion doesn't also have a tattoo on her back, but that seems like a way to tell them apart, potentially. um, especially if maybe like later in the story, I don't want to think about how that could happen, but if we in some way could see their backs, like one of them doesn't have a tattoo, the other does. And I mean, there's ways around that, like you could get a fake tattoo or you could cover a tattoo up. But I mean, if you're inspecting a body, then like they're gonna know. Anyways, that's something that I'm thinking. Yes, there's no doubt about it. The smoke Oishi-san breathed out floated away, like a thundercloud swept away by the wind. Oishi-san, you can't smoke in here. The nurses will get mad. Actually. We found me on Sonozaki at the bottom of the well, too. Ooh. Oh, okay. When was Shion discovered dead? Because if she was discovered dead later than like 2 a.m., I mean, I don't know how far apart they were in location when Keiichi was stabbed and Shion died. But man, because if the guy, like the bodyguard who is like the witness for this, is like working together with them, but I don't know. That's yeah. I'm kind of just throwing out like any possible doubts, even if I don't necessarily think that it is the case. I'm throwing everything I can think of. I'm throwing it all out there. Okay. What? She fell to her death. Implying that he's lying, yeah. Oh, man. And I mean, he could be. He could be lying. But I don't want to doubt, like... When I get to... Okay. I could stop being like, I'm gonna doubt everything, but then it's like nothing matters if I do that. Damn. Yeah. Oh, she's a shady bastard. She fell to her death. We believe that as she was trying to escape to that hidden passage in the well, her foot slipped while climbing down the ladder. Fell to the bottom, broke her neck, and died. Yes. Did they die in the same way? Okay. Same way as Shion-san. She broke her neck. Well, what? After you passed out that day, Mion Sonozaki tried to escape using the hidden well, but her foot slipped and she died. As if beckoned by the corpses of the other sacrifices, she dropped down there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that's disgusting. Think of it as in character as Oishi. But that doesn't make any sense, does it? The autopsy came to the conclusion that she definitely died on that day. She didn't go back there after attacking you and Shion-san. She was already dead by then. My jaw was on the floor. When was... I wonder when they found her in the well. Because there is a possibility that someone moved the body. That was a gross one. I'm glad. That's what I'm here for. I'm getting a little too crazy with my theories, maybe. That's okay. There's absolutely no way that could be. Mion was the one that stabbed me. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking about that verb. Oh, jeez. Mion was the one that stabbed me. It had to have been her. There wouldn't have been anyone else to do it. Then who attacked Shion and me? Who was it? The one who attacked you was someone who was Mion Sonozaki and yet not Mion Sonozaki. Okay, you don't need to be so cryptic, dude. Come on. My mind had become a complete mess, and I was starting to lose my ability to think straight. You remember how Mio Takano-san died? Eh? Takano-san? Yes. I think I heard that she was burned to death in some distant mountains. We learned that she was burned after being strangled to death. The Gifu station did the autopsy. It's a little bit strange. I've seemed unsatisfied with the answer of Mion stabbed me, which means the body was found either before MC was stabbed or it was decayed. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, because he came here for a reason. He had a suspicion. Yeah. Damn. The results of the preliminary autopsy said that she had been dead for at least 24 hours. Since that was contradictory, in their panic they seem to have revised it to say she died earlier that day. Like, meaning that she died before the festival? Huh. Despite me being an absolute wreck over what was going on with Mion, he was telling me there was even more on top of that. He didn't understand the complex things Oishi-san was telling me. The results saying that she had been dead for 24 hours, as our own old criminologist says, is pretty damn reliable. Then what would that mean? I've asked that question over and over, but on the night of Watanagashi, you were with Mio Takano-san, weren't you? Looking into her suspicious eyes. Who are you? I was. You also met her on the day before while setting up for the festival, right? I mean, I ran into her too. Yes, I was with her then. If she'd been dead for 24 hours, then that would mean she was already dead the day before the festival. So did we meet someone dressed as Mio Takano? Who had killed her the day before? I don't remember if we've met her before that day before the festival. Huh. That can't be. She was alive during the festival preparations. However, when you all slipped in the ritual storehouse, Takano-san was already dead. Oh. The origin of all that happened. The beginning of everything. Our intrusion in the ritual storehouse, which I had come to regret countless times. The one who tempted me. Takano-san. When she invited us into the storehouse, she was already no longer of this world. There were too many dead people walking around in this incident. Oh shit. There's a Mystic Messenger chat room. I'm just gonna open it. Oh, it's the branch. There's a split in the root. I'm not gonna play it now though. I'm sorry for playing dating sims on stream. There are too many dead people walking around in this incident. Yeah, this is... Oh, it's so interesting. An incident caused by a dead person and ended by a dead person. Also, apparently they're under pressure to revise the time of Mion Sonozaki's death, not to the day of the incident, but to right after she stabbed you. Probably pressure from the outside to get this incident wrapped up already. But I'd appreciate it if you didn't say a word about this to anyone. Oishi-san grabbed his jacket that was hanging on the chair, put out his cigarette with the bottom of his foot, and started pretending to wave away the smoke floating around. I've stayed too long. I'd come here thinking I could at least end this incident as it applied to you, but Looks like I got even more baffling instead. So he came here, gave me all this information, and then it's like, goodbye. And now Keiichi is like gonna want to stick to his guns of not like seeing him again, but he's got all this information and it's like, what the fuck does he do with it? And there's a big theme in this whole chapter of people pretending to be people from the start with Shion and Mion. And that's really interesting. That's so interesting. Absent-mindedly, he walked towards the door, looking at me, unable to speak, out of the corner of his eye. If it so happens that something comes up you want to talk about in the future, call me anytime. My business card is in those souvenirs from before. When that time comes, I'll pay you a visit with some wonderful souvenirs again. Voo foo foo. Oshi-san seemed to think I was still hiding something. That I, after all this, would be hiding something? I'm the one things are being hidden from. I'm the one who wants to know. Then let us meet again one day. Take care of yourself. My final message. Goodbye. Slam. I listened to the tap 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 of Oishi-san walking down the hallway. I still couldn't return from my state of bewilderment. He wanted to end this incident as it applied to me? What was over? Nothing was over. The incident was still continuing. Yeah, there's definitely some kind of mental instability. But it's like how much, and how much of it is influenced by things that I don't think that anyone he's talking to right now is real. Whoa, that's a bold stance. I like it. I like it. Huh. Man. His period started. Then slip, an arm covered in fresh blood, came out from underneath the bed. I wasn't that surprised. This was an illusion I was seeing, seized with fear. There you go, an illusion. Kei-chan, I told you, remember? I heard a guttural voice coming from under the bed. I still recognized it as Mion's voice. And there's also all those times when he sees Mion and Rena as people who are not them. Like, they get those creepy cat-like eyes and start saying crazy shit. Man. I heard a guttural voice coming from under the bed. I still recognized it as Mion's voice. What, Mion? What did you tell me? I warned you on that day. After today, if you see me, it will be the demon that has possessed my body. You did. You said that, didn't you? Sorry. Guess I wasn't careful enough. That's why I got stabbed. Possibly wounds sustained when she fell from the ladder. What if, like, it's like a master of disguise, which is the person who dressed up as Mion, not Mion, Mio Takano. Oh man. Possibly wounds sustained from when she fell from the ladder. Many of her fingernails were broken and torn. Her arm slowly felt about on top of the bed, searching for mine. Oh, hey, Mion. I just, well, thought of a good joke. Want to hear it? The Mion under the bed didn't answer. Let's say that I died here today, but tomorrow I'd still be here living a normal life. So when Oishi-san learned about it afterwards, the time of death wouldn't make sense once again. He'd make a huge deal about how someone who should have died was alive, and he'd totally lose his head. Takano-san, then Mion, and then me the third. So, funny, right? Makes you laugh, doesn't it? Kei-chan. Laugh. Was it not that funny? Mion's blood-stained hand groped around and found my wrist. Though her fingernails were torn, she gripped it hard, as if scratching me. Ow, ow, ow. Go easy. Ow, it hurts. Kei-chan, I've come for you. I tried to shake my wrist loose, but the strength she held it with was unbelievable, and I couldn't. She was only gripping one wrist, and yet my whole body wouldn't move. I couldn't even twitch. My fingers were spread apart, and I couldn't make a fist either. And that fact that I couldn't make a fist reminded me of the restraining table. I felt a crooked nail pressed against my left pinky fingertip. Mion's forehead was split open, and with a face covered with blood, she smiled and got right up, just behind me. Nothing was over. Nothing was over. This incident was far from being over. It was still going on. It was still happening. Someone, please end this incident. This cruel, tragic, unfortunate, sad incident. Please end it. That is my only wish. Isn't that a lot like what he wrote in the first chapter? I granted you one before, remember? You don't get any more. Mion firmly held the nail down on my fingertip, and, with her other hand, she slowly swung a mallet up into the air, and... Higurashi with the cry! Oh, man. A new scenario has been unlocked! Oka's review session! Okay, we gotta pick extra. Extra, read all about it. Okay, extra. Are there any new tips? No, I don't think so. Okay, all cast review session, let's go. What are they gonna say in this?
Rena! Thank you very much for enjoying Higurashi When They Cry, Watanagashi. How did you like the story this time? If you enjoyed it even a little, I'm happy.
A little nothing! Oh my god, it's been so long. Not again. It was a huge bad ending again, wasn't not? It is enough to make me simply furious.
I'm furious.
Well, good work, everyone. Well, that's how it ended, but don't you think the story was kind of like a Mion chapter? I'm extremely satisfied with how big a role I played. Nya ha ha ha. You cannot call such a thing a success. Rika and I got killed too, didn't we?
None of this concerns Satoko at all either.
Yeah, Satoko really didn't play much of a role in this.
I didn't want to die like that. Now, don't cry. There was a story centering around Mi-chan, so there'll probably be one that centers around Satoko-chan too. Look forward to it.
I'm sure that in that story, Satoko suffers some terrible demise in some slow, deliberate way.
I don't want that.
Oh, the whiplash is so real right now.
Mi-chan, if you joke around too much, you'll make me angry too. Mi has a flat chest.
What the fuck?
Your mind wouldn't understand even if it wanted to be petted.
Huh? Oh, they expanded. What? Your body is so much. What is happening? Oh, hey everyone. Oh, it's Tomitake. Everyone's favorite. He's back. Great work. Sorry, we're late again. Foo, foo, foo.
Tomitake-san, Oishi-san. Yes, you did a great job as well. Where are Takuro-san and Shion-chan?
They're coming, of course. Thank you for inviting us today. May I sit here?
Yes, go right ahead.
This is so weird. Oh my god. With all of us here, this is sure to be the best part. Please go easy on me.
Then should we get started? Is this everyone? Everyone but Keiichi.
Which means my Bata-san is as busy as ever recording the script. Has he already started recording the script for the next story? How unfortunate. It doesn't feel right to leave him out. Mio-san, you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, this is like... I mean, I think it's... I mean, I don't know if it's actually, like, relevant to the actual story. I am interpreting it as, like, a meta, like, breaking the fourth wall, like, they're all acting like they're actors in this game, and kind of starting a, like, dialogue with the player, I guess. Maybe trying to encourage you to think about what's happened and, like, reflect on it. It is very weird, though. Mio-san, you don't have to worry about that. At times like these, going all out is actually a way of showing consideration. That's true, isn't it? We're all here for once. Holding awake would be boring. And sorry, Keiichi-kun, but we'll take things from here. It's decided. Okay, everyone get the cups. Does anyone not like carbonated drinks? There's alcohol for the adults too. Woo hoo hoo. Rika-chan, what will you have? Grape juice? Orange juice?
Yep. I want what Tomitake's having. Hey, Rika-chan, you're not allowed to drink. Has everyone got their cups? If you don't make it so soon, my juice will get warm. Rika-chan, the alcoholic. Who will lead me on? Rena should do it. Okay, Rena, go ahead. And, everyone, excellent work. The watanagashi chapter is now over.
Thank you! Wow, clap, 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 clap. Okay, everybody's here. Shall we debate the story again?
I think so. Then let's get some honest opinions. Does anyone here have something to say? What is there to say? Want all of the mysteries solved in this chapter? The criminal was Mion-san. The root of all the evil was the Sonozaki family. Was that not the conclusion? I see. I was so sure that Mi-chan wasn't the criminal.
Too naive. This was entirely predictable from the previous Onikakushi chapter, was it not? In fact, it's almost shocking how predictable it was. You're right. It probably did align with most of the predictions made by players of the previous scenario.
It's like the story went exactly as everyone expected. And does that mean the main Higurashi when they cry scenario is pretty much over? It's a sure thing that the root of everything was Mi-chan's family?
Sorry if the music is a little loud right now. It's louder than any of the other like music we've had. I wonder. In fact, I think that this all means that— oh my goodness. I think that this all means the theory of the Sonozakis being the guilty party has been disproven. Yeah, I agree. Oh, you had the same opinion, Mio-san. I think the same way, though I still don't believe in curses. At the very least, however, I think the chances of the Sonozaki family being the true criminals has gone down.
Huh? Why is that? Didn't Mi-chan confess that she killed everyone? That's right. She killed Rika and me, so what do you mean that she isn't the criminal after all that?
I'm not trying to confuse you or anything, it's just that I think there are a lot of things that don't go along with it, with Mion being the one behind everything. If you think about it a little, you'll get it. Huh. I believe the truth to be more or less in line with the Sonozaki family theory, but I'd love to hear your theory, Mion-chan. And then, hear me out. Near the end, I confessed that I'd participated in the past incidents, right? I thought something wasn't really right about that, so I guess that's my basis. I mean, think about it. If the incidents of the past were caused by the Sonozaki family, that would be crazy. I mean, wouldn't they all be perfect crimes? They're all attributed to other criminals or simple accidents, after all. Well, that's right. The Sonozaki family is very powerful and they were acting behind the scenes. Wouldn't pulling off perfect crimes be child's play for them? That's just it. That's the weird thing. The Sonozaki family had been killing and raising people so well for the last 4 years they didn't even let out a hint that they were behind it, right? But the incident in the 5th year, now that was really cheap. They were killing and raising people at random. Any idiot could have seen the connection with the Sonozaki family.
Now that I think about it, you're right. The incidents in the past were all mysterious and nobody could tell if they were because of the curse or just simple crimes. But then on the 5th year, they suddenly got really violent. I do not understand what you are saying. Rika, do you? She means that if the Sonozaki family were the real criminals, then they would have done a much better job with the incident on the 5th year. So, what does that mean? Mion-san wasn't the one who killed Rika and me, but it was the work of the demon who possessed Mion-san. Come now, just like I thought last time, Mion-san wasn't a bad person after all, was she? That's right. Satoko-chan and I both thought that she was doing bad things because she was possessed by something. Then, does that mean our theory was right?
I've been supporting the curse theory since the last after party, and the story this time makes me all the more convinced it's true. That fact revealed at the very end. The information regarding how Mion-san and Takano-san died days before, despite being witnessed, seems to indeed support that theory. Oh my. I see the cast believers, who seemed unconfident last time, have grown quite a bit more self-assured. Do any of those who think it was a human have any objections?
Last time Mi-chan and Rika-chan were the ones who thought it was the work of a person. Tomitake-san did too, didn't he? Okay, let's hear what you've got then.
You've got me there. I can't quite find the right words. One of the pieces of evidence for the curse theory is the mismatching times of death, right? So if I could disprove that theory, it would prove that a human did it, wouldn't it? Oh, Shion, do you have a good objection? Well, I suppose. I have the same opinion as you, Mion, that it was a human, but I don't think the Sonozaki family were the main culprits either. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick 5-minute break. We're real close to the end, I think, but yeah. I will be back shortly.
Yahoo! Wow.
So all of them are speaking from the perspective of the viewer, asking questions that they wouldn't know the answers to if they were actually the people involved. Even if this is an extra, I think this solidifies my thought of this all being a delusion of the MC further. That's really interesting. I really like your takes. It's really intriguing. Yeah. I mean, I'm inclined to like brush it off as like, yeah, it's just like a meta thing, like doesn't matter, but it could hold more significance. I'm kind of interested in the idea I've got floating around my head of like, this is someone trying to piece together the story, like from outside. But that's mostly coming from the note that Keiichi left in the first chapter, and that being like some of it being missing, but we never see anything like him like writing down the bit that is missing from the note. Yeah, there's some shenanigans going on. Something's fishy, to say the very least. This could be like when he's died and he's just like hallucinating everyone trying to solve the mystery. That's what these scenes are. Man. Okay, well, I suppose I have the same opinion as you, Mion, that it was a human, but I don't think the Sonozaki family were the main culprits either. If it's okay with you, I'll offer my objections.
Whoa! Show us what you've got. If you say it wasn't the curse, then let's hear your evidence.
Okay, Shion-chan. That last trick we've been talking about. Despite Mion-chan having died the day of the incident from falling into the well, how did she appear days later to kill you and Keiichi-kun? Here it is. My Sonozaki sister's conspiracy theory. Oh, here we go. My reason is simple. If Mion was dead by that time, then the only one who could have stabbed Kei-chan was me. I disguised myself as Mion and stabbed him. That is a very real possibility, but the fact that she's saying it makes me not believe it. And then I went back to my room, pretended to have a tussle with a ghost, then jumped right down and killed myself. And so when you get down to it, Mion-chan in this case would be the one to take the blame. She would take care of the mayor in person, and Shion-chan would be made into merely a victim. If she hid herself in the well, the disguised Shion-chan could show up where she pleased and murder whoever she wanted, all planned from the start. I mean, the tone that I have seen so far has been very serious, so this massive switch-up doesn't fit with the narrative theme. Yeah, it's an extra, but I think this is giving a hint that all the characters only really exist as we, the viewer, have seen them from the perspective of the MC, and not as individuals that exist outside the MC's actions. Whoa! Yeah. I'm gonna have to stew on this. That's really... yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, from these two chapters we've played, the first kind of half is, like, slice of life, lighthearted, but even still, they don't get this meta. Like, they're not, like, addressing things to the player like this, you know? I mean, yeah. Yeah, so this is really... And there's still those little bits, like, the main one I remember in chapter 1 is they mentioned something about a director. Yeah. From the perspective of the MC, and notice individuals that exist outside the MC's action. Yeah. Like, these characters we're seeing here. Oh my goodness. Did we click? They are acting as though they're not actually the people. Like, they're actors, but like... yeah. Like, Keiichi is like, in his like dying moments, like imagining them all at the cafe having a conversation. Using them to like debate with himself. And like when there's those like real like personality switch ups that we've seen with Rena and Mion, like I don't know how much of that is actually happening. Especially when they get those weird cat eyes. I don't know what else to describe it as. That seems like, is that really happening? Or is Keiichi just imagining that? Okay, what did he say? If she hid herself in the well, okay, this guy's... But she couldn't hide herself in the well because that was a dead body, unless they're like... There's like serious corruption. And they're like covering stuff up, but I think that's like... I mean, I don't know. I don't want to dismiss anything, but... And also, like, Shion, Mion, like, they're just like teenage girls. Like, I don't think Mion has been like killing people for years, you know? I get it. Then Mion-san made two mistakes. First was that her corpse was found, and second was dying when she only planned to hide. That's what it would mean.
Oh, well now. You're right. There is something logical about that.
However, I'm still not convinced. It was too different from the magnificent, perfect crimes in the past. Even if their plan went well, Mion would end up the bad guy, wouldn't she? She would either have to hide the rest of her life or live pretending to be Shion, wouldn't she? That would be too constrained. You can't call that a perfect crime.
In other words, whether by dying or disappearing, Miu would have to go away.
Rika-chama, that's a good thought. That means we should consider that Mion Sonozaki leaving the stage was part of their plan. There's phrasing that pops up every now and then, like it's a show, like it's a stage play. It really kind of sticks out to me. That's why at the end, Mion took the blame for all the incidents in the past. Yeah, like Mion being like, this is all the fault of Mion. If you see me again, it's not Mion, it's the demon. Like, that's... No, but she was saying it's all... trying to disconnect the things that she's doing from Mion. And then going on to live separately from Mion who did these things. My brain is getting so fried. She took responsibility for all of them herself, then left. By doing that, she could cover up the true culprit behind the past incidents, which means that this incident wasn't shabby. Its purpose was to cement all the past incidents as perfect crimes. Who? Yeah, because I didn't buy Mion confessing to everything. That's like really suspicious, like trying to prove, yeah, oh don't worry, it was me all along. I'm behind everything. Why would she say that, if she even did say that? I want to trust in what the story's telling me, even though I do think that there is some stuff that is not happening, like some of it is hallucinations or delusions and that kind of stuff. But I still want to consider everything that the game's showing me. I suppose that's what it comes down to? The young leader of the Sonozaki family, who was the biggest suspect, confessed to everything and disappeared. For her, or perhaps for the non-Sonozaki true culprit, there was likely no more favorable outcome. I don't understand even an inch of your conversation. What do you mean by Mion-san taking the blame? Is she not the culprit? Keep up, Satoko.
Let me put it this way. The true culprit behind the serial freak death incidents was somebody else. Mi-chan gave a fake confession that she caused all the previous incidents to protect that person, or so everyone's saying.
Mama, I said this during the story, but it seems we have an incredible detective on our hands. Yes, it does seem a bit persuasive. An incident started to throw off the scent of the true criminal. That's my reasoning. Though if I go further, I think the true culprit isn't part of the Sonozaki family. And so it was Mion-chan disrupting the incident to further protect the mystery person who pulled off perfect crimes 4 years running then? That's right. The director who only appeared by name in the last story is pretty suspicious if you ask me.
Amazing. It really does all that up. Clap, clap, clap.
I still think the Sonozaki family and the sisters are the culprits though. An incident caused by the sisters to sever their old fetters to the three families to clear away the past. That's my theory. Clearing away the past? You mean that they placed the blame for the three families' crimes on their final leader, Mion, to put an end to a dark history, and then the two of them left? That's right. It would make a sad story where we sisters finally choose to end it after a lot of worry. We went a little too far. But it didn't seem like Shion was in on it, but she very...
Amazing. It really does all that up.
Stop saying that because it just makes it add up less.
Clap, clap, clap. Wait, what? It looks like Rika-chan has an opinion too. Go ahead, Rika-chan. I have a question for you all. Why did Keiichi need to get stabbed?
I think that Rika knows what's going on. She is the all-knowing beast.
We already know why that is, Rika. It's obviously because he went in the Forbidden Storehouse without asking.
Thinking back on it now, Tomitaka-kun and Takano-san probably died in the previous story because they're snuck into that storehouse, eh?
That is rather strange indeed. Huh? What is it that's strange? Ah, Rena-san, that's right. When you think back, please.
Thinking back.
That's right. In the previous scenario, they were after Keiichi's life even though he didn't sneak into the ritual storehouse.
Yeah. But that was like, yeah. But in that one, it was like Keiichi was more paranoid that like everyone's after him. Everyone in the village is after him. This one, not so much. He kind of even like accepted his fate a bit. Well, yeah, no, he had accepted his fate. He'd accepted that he was like gonna die by Mion's hands. And in the last one, he was like fighting to the end. He was trying to give the information to Oishi. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just saying everything that's in my brain. Mama. Well, that's because, yeah, Hinamizawa hates outsiders, right? That's why they tried to kill Keiichi-kun. That would be strange, though. They should have attacked Kei-chan's parents, too, in that case. Yeah. No matter how you look at it, though, his parents never seem to be in much danger. Either this time or the last. Yeah, why Keiichi?
You know that, everyone who thinks it was a human's doing? Unless you can properly explain the reason Keiichi-san's life was threatened, you can't definitely prove that the criminal was human, can you?
Nah, Even with the curse theory, however, we don't know why Mahabara-san was attacked this time or last time.
With a little more, we would have had it. There are still a lot of mysteries remaining.
We can find some kind of reason for everyone but Keiichi-kun to die, but for some reason Keiichi-kun's death is always vague. Last time in Onikakushi and Tarayumawashi. Huh? What? I'm gonna look this up. If it looks like I'm gonna get spoiled, I'm gonna not look this up. It's a console exclusive question arc which isn't present in certain releases of Higurashi. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about that. I know that there is actually like console stuff. I should look into that again. Like there's exclusive content. God. Okay, that's for off-stream Waz to figure out. And now in Watanagashi, he was being targeted regardless of whether he went into the ritual storehouse. I kind of wanna I think my feeling now is that I want to go through the first 4 arcs. I'm assuming it's somewhat like Umineko, where it's questions and then answers. I need to look into it more while also being real careful of spoilers. Because I need to figure out if and when I want to play those. He's being targeted regardless of whether he went into the ritual storehouse.
And then does that mean... Then does that not mean he was doing something that got him killed both last time and this time?
I see. If we can find something in common about Mahabara-kun's actions between last time and this time, it seems like it would be the key to unraveling all the incidents. I skimmed through the stories again, but I think he's going about his life in his own way. Though aside from the part with the storehouse, I didn't spot anything suspicious about his daily lifestyle.
Keiichi-kun, what did you do both last time and this time?
I will look into that. I don't think I have time to go over all my notes in this stream. So I'll look into it off stream.
Something bad that would cause you to be killed.
Because I don't think he's done anything that justifies him being killed.
It's best to ask the person himself when you're unsure.
Here we go. Keiichi time. Oh. So while I was reading the script for the next game all by myself, you were all talking about me behind my back, huh? I see.
Well, that's that. Anyway, Keiichi-kun, you should try asking your own heart.
Okay-chan, so what kind of bad thing did you do that would get you killed?
It must surely be all the violent things he does towards me. The way he sometimes directs a dangerous gaze my way and makes strange deluded expressions is surely a criminal act.
I mean, I guess... I'm just trying to link things. He goes to the Watanagashi both times. I don't know if his parents go. Oh, okay. Yeah. Being happy all day surrounded by girls around his age is kind of like a crime in the first place. A grave crime indeed. My Bata-san is truly an envious main character, isn't he? Switch out with me once in a while, would you? Cuckoo. Well, with all those perks, getting stabbed at the end really isn't much of a price to pay. I'm just suspicious. There's the same weird laugh that Mion started doing, but I probably shouldn't look into it that much, because it could be nothing. But I'm so suspicious of her. Well, there you go, Keiichi-san. Have you remembered the crimes you've committed? Because with Takano, like, she was seen by other people. With Mion, she was only seen by, like, a select few people. Like, after her supposed death or whatever, you know? So that makes it easier for me to doubt with, like, Mion's time of death and stuff. Like, maybe Keiichi is just imagining shit, but with Takano, when, like, he met her and stuff, that was before shit started getting whack. And, like, other people met her. So, like, I don't want to chalk up those, like, meetings to delusions.
Well, there you go, Keiichi-san. Have you remembered the crimes you've committed?
Oh my fuck. That scared me. Oh, that scared me. Rah! Both this time and last time, I live a proper and just life and always meet a terrible fate in the end. What was that about Ask My Own Heart? That's so loud, stop a game. I'm the one who wants to know. This is bullying.
How sad, how sad. I'll pet your head next time for you.
I wonder if we should go back and read Onikakoshi again after reading this one. I'm gonna put myself in Mion's shoes and read back over Watanagashi. Maybe I'll find something different compared to when I read it from Kei-chan's point of view. I will always think it was doing of a demon. All of the events and tricks can be explained with a demon. It's kind of like plasma.
What did you, the readers, think about it? We'd certainly like to hear your thoughts and opinions.
There's still a way to go, but do your best.
With that, please look forward to the rest of the Higurashi series.
Yay! So much to think about. Oh my god. Oh. Well, okay, I think we're done with chapter 2. Holy moly. Oh man. My brain is fried. I got so many thoughts rattling around in there. Alright, well, I will keep everyone updated on the Discord, about when I'm gonna stream next. I might stream tomorrow, I might not, I might stream the next day. I don't know if it's gonna be Hatoful Boyfriend or Higurashi. I think I definitely do want to sort out some of my thoughts for the next stream. So we'll see. But before the next Higurashi stream. But yeah, thank you very, very much for coming along, everyone. Yay! I'm so excited to continue. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye everyone. So if you have a wonderful day or night. Bye bye.